Now, one of the largest and oldest civil liberties groups issuing a strong statement against vaccine passports. The American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, wrote, "There is a difference between a standardized system for presenting proof of vaccination and a digital system for doing so." Adding, with more and more of our credentials being displayed through apps on our phones, from airline boarding passes to concert tickets to gym memberships, it strikes many people as an obvious and overdue step to create a similar digital credential for those occasions when a person has to prove that they've been vaccinated. New York was the first to roll out a vaccine passport program. They call it the Excelsior Pass. In New York, you have to either test negative or get vaccinated to go to wedding receptions and other venues. The ACLU notes using a digital system is problematic because numerous people don't own a smartphone, meaning they cannot display a vaccine passport document digitally or via an app. They also warn against creating a database that tracks people. They write, if some big company is getting notified anytime someone reads one of your credentials, that would let them track your movements and interests, the stores, concerts, and transportation venues you visit, and much more. In the absence of airtight legal protections for privacy, any such information could then be sold for commercial purposes or shared with law enforcement. Some people could become afraid of that. The ACLU continues by saying, fear of tracking could lead people to opt out of participation, resulting in further marginalization as they are denied access to certain public spaces. Worse, without privacy protections strong enough to create public confidence, it could even deter people from getting vaccinated in the first place. Some states, meanwhile, have introduced proposals to ban such vaccine passports. The Missouri State Senate on Wednesday took such actions. Text of the proposed bill states no entity in this state shall require documentation of an individual having received a vaccination against any disease in order for the individual to access transportation systems or services. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis calls vaccine passports unacceptable. He announced he'll take executive action against them. He says people shouldn't need to prove they've been vaccinated just to be able to participate in normal society. And Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced a proposal to ban vaccine mandates, as well as so-called vaccine passports. The We Will Not Comply Act would ban documents that show who has been vaccinated or recently tested negative for the virus. According to a statement from her office, the proposal would prevent any business engaged in interstate commerce from discriminating against a person based on their COVID-19 vaccine status. It would cut off federal funding for a vaccine mandate. It would also prohibit the government from requiring a CCP virus vaccine to get a U.S. passport and prevent airline companies from denying someone from flying based on their COVID-19 vaccination status, as well as create the ability to sue if a person has been discriminated against on the basis of their vaccination status or mask compliance. Now, the odds of it passing aren't high. It is unlikely to make much headway in the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives. And if it is unlikely to pass.